planet Earth. It's time for another edition of Radio Wilder with Harry playing the greatest music ever made from around the world, along with Wilder News Flashes, the Hot Wilder t-shirts. Click on store on RadioWilder.com to see how you can get one and how it helps the Be Kind to People project. You buy, you help. Now crank it up for 60 years of music, stories, and life. Here's Harry.
Welcome, Wilder Ones. First week of May. Glorious show last week with the Caper Clowns. And even as much fun was the Skype call that Terry and I had with them a couple days before the show. It may be up by now, the video of those guys. They're very cool, and you can tell that they're having a blast. They're having fun together, which is, a band that they have good, when the rapport is good like that, it transcends to the stage. They're doing the same kinds of things. Lots of fun talking with them. Good interview. And as we mentioned last week, these folks have had some good success. Their Buka Bus album was good. Their song Pockets did very well. And the fact that they're going back to the same international festival over in Liverpool, over at the Cavern, speaks highly. They also said, and they told me, I said, well, how you guys booked the rest of the year? Where are you going? He said, we're booked pretty much the rest of the year. And you never know how next year brings, but I think they're going to have great success with what they do. They have interesting lyrics in their songs, and I think it's going to be awesome. So we had a great time. That was lots of fun. I enjoyed every bit of that, talking with them and playing the sounds. We all got into it, and hopefully they did as well. And a tip of the cap to Lone Kingo, their manager, who takes real good care of them, keeps everything going back and forth with our producer, Mr. Terry T-Bone Anderson. News and notes this week, pretty calm, pretty casual. We blew them out last week. Store, as you can see, has been rearranged. We have some different things in there. We now have caps. We have deals on the cap and the T-shirts. And again, the main reason that we want to get them out there is to get a donation to the Be Kind People project if we can. Get that out. We have some nice treats out there. We have some other stuff coming in that we're constantly working on. I sent my letter out 2 weeks ago to the Enquirer, and I'm hoping that we get a response. They received it on the 19th or 20th, certified. So we'll see if they can become a real partner in the program. But if not, we have plenty of good partners and people that are making this show great. Got some good requests today. And one of them, again, is a person that I know their family and just got to meet her, but it introduces us to a new group and a new song. So as I look things over, I'd like people to guess when we play the first song, see what you think it actually means, if anything. It's called My White Bicycle. It's done by Tomorrow, a band that just had a couple of things out, and that was it. And then we're going to go back and play a car song for you. Love car songs. Going to do that, GTO by Ronnie and the Daytonas. Then we're going to stop. We have two stickies back to back. We're going to launch you back to the oldest song we played in a long time, 1931. It's called 2220 Blues by Skip James. And then right after it, we're going to play a song called Shake It Baby by John Lee Hooker. And he was heavily influenced by Skip as well as some of the other people. And when you think back of it, you think, okay, 1931. That's, basically 80-some years old. That's a long time, and we've talked about it before. They didn't have the benefit of any kind of tricks or any acoustic things, and even their equipment was not great. But they all had their own. A lot of them did their own individual styles. They copied, and when you listen to them, to me, it's the bluesiest thing you could ever have. Okay, well then when you fast forward or you look into the late 40s, early 50s, hell, that's only 20-some years difference between those guys and this guy. So you can see how the relationship of music goes. It's 90 years to us, But really, it just is a lineage that goes on and keeps going as far as that is. And you appreciate, just like the people that have longer roots. I really don't know how long it was that the blues ever began. I'm sure it began in the 19th century. Who knows when it is, but when it began to get recorded, where people have a record or some kind of reference that they can look back and listen to, that's when you know that it goes. So we'll knock off these two. We'll come back and do a couple of stickies. I think it's going to be an enjoyable show. Got some nice stuff on here. Got a good cover, interesting cover. Got a funkster in there. And then it'll be a little dedication from me to a wife of a friend of mine, a woman who's really a nice, beautiful lady. And I wanted to play this song, and I was just going to play it at the right time. So it's time on Friday night. Let's get it out. Let's crank it up. Let's rock it. Let's roll it. Let's move it on RadioWilder.com.
Riding all around the streets, 4 o'clock and they're all asleep. I'm not tired and it's so late. Moving fast, everything looks great. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. See that man, he's all alone. Looks so happy, but he's far from home. I ring my bell and smile at him, then knock over his rubbish bin. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. The rain comes down, but I don't care. The wind is blowing in my hair. Seagulls flying in the air. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. The lamppost hangs, his head in disgrace, shines no light upon my face. Through the darkness we still see my white bicycle and me. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. Policeman shouts, but I don't see. The one thing I don't believe in. He'll find some charge, but it's not thieving. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. My white bicycle. My white bicycle.
Little GTO, you really looking fine. 3 deuces and a 4-speed and a 389. Listen to her tacking up now. Listen to her whine. Come on and turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO. Yeah, little GTO. You ought to see her on a rolling horse or on her modified ponton has got plenty of style. She beats the gassers and the rail jobs, really drives them wild. Come on and turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO. Yeah, little GTO. Yeah, little GTO. Gonna save all my money and buy a GTO. Get a helmet and a roll-bar, and I'll be ready to go. Take it out to Pomona and let them know, that I'm the coolest thing around. Little buddy gonna shut you down. When I turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTO.
Those of us that were lucky enough to grow up in the 60s, teenagers, not only have we talked on and we'll always talk on and on about the greatest era of music, we also had the greatest era of cars. Certainly, there might have been a little bit of overlap in the 70s, but when you hear little GTO, I see the GTOs, I see the Three Deuces, I know exactly what that engine looks like. I remember the 409s, remember the big Mustangs, the you name it, the Vets. They roamed the streets with impunity, and you just raced each other. The Hemi heads. Yeah, it was a pretty classic time. Your mother would probably have a 383 Plymouth, and that thing probably had about 330 horses without the restrictions in the emissions on it, so it could roar down the street itself and carry your groceries a little bit faster than Mom needed to go. But it brings back a lot of the good things when I hear that. So let's go over here to Nehemiah Skip James. He was an American Delta blues singer, guitarist, pianist, and a songwriter. Now, what was a little different about him was his guitar playing was noted for its dark minor key sound. He played it with an open D minor. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm not a guitar, but the guitarist would know. And he had good finger picking. I am familiar, not that I know how to do it, but with playing with several guitar players that were really good pickers. But his was a special technique, and when you have a special technique, then you get some different sounds and establish some different things out of the guitar that maybe the guy before you didn't do. He was born in 1902, died in 69. Now, once he recorded this stuff in 31, it was a record label called Paramount, and sold very poorly. And basically, he was gone for 30-some years. You never heard anything. He always played, to make a living, but that was it. He was in obscurity. And then in the 60s, when people were pouring into these older blues guys, and the older blues guys were saying, hey, you ever hear about Charlie Patton? You ever hear about Skip James? Then he was discovered. He was still playing, and he began to start to be able to play in a bunch of festivals in the 60s and made a good name for himself and made a living. And basically what the thing that they say was, of the early guys, and when I say early, it dates back to the records in most cases, which are the 20s and the 30s. He was one of the seminal figures of the blues. So right behind him is somebody that I know most of you know. Certainly, if you're into the blues at all, or you hear any of the other bands who relate to the blues, whatever it be, whether it's John Mayall or the Stones or the Animals or any number of groups that relate deep to the deep blues, John Lee Hooker was influenced by Skip, he was an American blues singer and songwriter and guitarist. Now, what he did that was different was the Delta blues had a sound. If you've been down there, there's a certain twangy Delta, and even the great Southern bands picked up a little bit of that, the Leonard Skinnards and other. But what he did, the only way they were able to pick it up quickly and like it as much as they did, is he kind of electrified the Delta blues sound. And they're not sure when he was born, either 1912 or 1917. He died in 2001. And Talkin' Blues and I'm in the Mood both earned Grammys from The Healer album. Don't Look Back earned him double Grammy for the best traditional blues recording. And then he also collaborated with Van Morrison and won another Grammy for their collaboration. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member 1980, and in Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1991. So we'll play those two, and then I know we've had a lot of good requests for us to always do these 4s and 5s, but in this particular case, I'll catch up a little later. I'd like to just stop over at the request. I don't like to just leave a request out in the middle of the song. So I think... I know what I'm going to do now. Maybe I can get you the 4 then and include the request right off at the start. Let's get back to some music. Let's go back a long, long way, like 87 years, and hear somebody who had the blues. And then right after it, remember this guy said that Skip was a big influence, John Lee Hooker. We'll do 2 and come back after we hear the blues. 2 for the blues.
If I sent for my baby and she don't come, if I sent for my baby and she don't come, all the doctors in Wisconsin, they won't help her none. And if she keeps on ruling and gets so she don't want to, my baby gets on ruling and she don't want to, I'll take my 3220, I'll cut her half in two. You're talking about your 4440, but it'll do very well. Talking about your 4440, it'll do very well. But my 2220, Lord, is a point in hell. I thought he's special, but his most too light. That study is special, but his most too light. But my 2220 makes the camp alright. She gets on ruling, like she don't want to. She gets on ruling, and she don't want to. I take my 2220, I cut her half in two. And I can't take my rest. I can't take my rest. And my 42 laying up and down my breast.
one time for me. One time for me, little baby. Yes, ma'am. I don't care what your father said. I don't care what your mother said. As long as you love me, I love you. That's all matter, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. For me. For me. One time. One time. For me. Come on here. Come on here. Come on here. Little girl, you walk on the floor for me. Shake it, baby, just for me, little baby. Wow. Shake it. Now, baby, little girl, I don't care what your mother said. I don't care what your father said. As long as you love me and I love you. Now come on, baby, one more time, just once more, one more. And one more, and one more, and one more, and one more time, and one more time, baby. Shake it, baby, shake it, baby. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby, just one more time, little baby, little baby. Just one more time. One more time, baby. And one more. And one more. And one more. And one more. And one more time, baby. And one more time, baby. Shake it, 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 baby. One more time. Now, babe, little babe, and little babe, and little babe, little babe.
So I kind of posed a question about what you thought, if anything, about my white bicycle as you went from a bike to the GTO. My first impression with this guy riding wildly around on his bike at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, zooming by people, wind, rain, nothing bothering the guy, rocketing by people, never running out of energy, la la la. It sounded to me like a man who was on speed. It sounded to me like a man who had a couple pep pills or had some of the white stuff or whatever. It made me none of those things, but as you listen to music, you can interpret it any way you want. My white bicycle, that's what I think it was. If not, he's having a wonderful time on his white bike at 4 o'clock in the morning, cruising down the streets, not worried about the weather at all. So just a different look than what I thought it was. Okay, I do see that I'm going to give you 4 because I promised, so it's coming. I do see that we do have one more sticky in the middle, so it's not a lot of sticky. So I'm going to talk about, we're going to lead it off. Request, Christy LeBeau, part of the first family of golf/Radio Wilder, number one contributor Mike, awesome, wonderful, fabulous teacher who's turned into my good friend, Sandy, his wife, who's put up with me for 10, 12 years. I don't practice. I don't do the things she says. Well, if you practice, if you go here, you do that, life gets in the way, but I still love golf and I enjoy golf. And I've always said if she would caddy for me in a round, I'd have my score would be about 8 or 10 strokes better, easy, because she'd immediately correct and tell me, and she'd give me so confidence I could actually hit the ball and play with some of my friends like Ralph and guys that are just much better than me, but I certainly enjoy playing with them. But it is a wonderful game, and it's a game you'll be able, hopefully, to play for my whole life. Christy is the director of events. I believe that's her title over at Kierland, right over here upper in Scottsdale. So if you want to book any events and you're here in Phoenix, give her a buzz, Christy LeBeau, and she wants to hear Firebird by Melky Chance. It's off the Blossom album. It's a 2017 alternative. Again, this is the beauty of the program, bringing me something. They have a couple of other nice tunes, so we'll do that. Then we're going to go back into the late 80s. This is a 1989 by Berlin. Just sounded good the other day. Take My Breath Away. We'll put that out there. And then Buddy Holly with Maybe Baby. We've talked about Buddy Holly before. You know Buddy Holly's story. We felt great by being kind of close with the guys over there, or at least acquaintances with the guys that did Sugar Shack, who recorded in Norman Petty's studio where Buddy Holly recorded, and before his, before he was killed. And in his short career, for him to be rated like number 13 of all time greatest artists, it's incredible to me what kind of a career he would have had, because he was really original. He has listened to some of his tunes without guitars or with putting people together. And I didn't remember when I was doing a little bit of this look that when he broke up with the Crickets and put his band together, his bass player was Waylon Jennings, and he had a really good session drummer playing with him and going on. So Buddy Holly, he's always going to be tied the day that music died, but he was absolutely original singing. He wrote his stuff, and the reason that he went over to Norman Petty's because the big recording studio execs will tell him, you're going to do this, and this is how we want. And he said, nobody tells me how to do my music. It's my music. I play it the way I want, and this is how I'm going to play it. He went over to Norman's, and Norman became his manager, and they cut That'll Be the Day, and then he had put a little tour together, and they were out a couple weeks on the tour, and That'll Be the Day hit number one. And nothing, and here and in the UK. So in his short career, nothing ever was the same as that. So we're gonna give you the Firebird for Christy, and we're gonna do a little Take My Breath Away by Berlin. Buddy will give me Maybe Baby, and then we're gonna go to another band that I got to see. The other band, one of the bands on my fabulous $5 ticket at the Fillmore West, Spirit. One of the only bands that I know that a son and a stepfather played in. That's pretty great. Short-lived, but they had some good stuff. Then we'll pull a halt, stop the car, or get off my white bicycle. I don't feel like I'm riding a white bike today. I'm cruising, but not quite as wildly as the white bike. Maybe I'd be better off driving the GTO tonight. A little more comfortable, a little power shifting, a little FM on. That's what you'd be listening. I don't even remember if they had FM in that particular car, but if they did, I remember one of the things that the hot rodders always wanted to do, you didn't want air conditioning in your car, even though I grew up in El Paso, and I raced them. I raced quarter milers and bikes and stuff. I wasn't a professional, but I could do it. You didn't want that air conditioner because it would draw on the power of your engine. That's what a psycho you were, the 10 or 20. Or if you raced somebody, you didn't want anybody in your car, not a 180-pound or 160 or 200-pounder. That could be just enough to get you beat by a fender. So you didn't want any of that. So we'll bring a halt to the extravaganza here, and then we'll let Davey take us into the deuces. Man, I don't know if I'm going to tell any stories tonight. I'm just babbling right now, which is good enough for me. I'm in that kind of a deal. But I might bring up something that I thought was very good that happened to one of our businesses today. And if anybody, this relates to young business professionals and older business professionals, because you learn from people what to do and what not to do, especially in competition and in sales. So let's do 4. And after we'll come out of that tunnel, see how the 4 is. I think it's a nice little back and forth between the 4. You're going to enjoy it. So let's hit it. Let's knock it off. Don't say knock it off, Harry. I have this huge sticky here. Not really. I don't want to say knock it off. Let's enjoy it. And let's flow through 4.
This may be some, but none like you will be understood, 'cause you're the truth. Give me a few more of the blue colors, conquering the world for you. I keep my eyes wide open so I can see if there's a raindrop falling away. But if your escape suddenly blurred, remember that your truth is always worth seeing. You're like a firebird in the sky, shining for a genre in the night. Just like a firebird, it's your heart, keeps me warm and anchored when it's dark. You're like a firebird, you're like a firebird. Courageous wings make things go far. Linger in solitude, can rip them off. So let the wind cross your rash thoughts, giving you the strength to carry on. I keep my eyes wide open so I can see if there's a raindrop falling away. But if you escape suddenly blurred, remember that your truth is always worth seeing. You're like a firebird in the sky, shining for a genre in the night. Just like a firebird, it's your heart, keeps me warm and anchored when it's dark. You're like a firebird, you're like a firebird, you're like a firebird, you're like a firebird, you're like.
This is RadioWilder.com. Listen to find out how you can get a new Wilder t-shirt. Hear the Wilder news flashes, interviews, and much more right here on RadioWilder.com.
Watching every motion in my foolish love's game. All this endless ocean, finding lovers know no shame.
Maybe, baby, I'll have you. Maybe, baby, you'll be true. Maybe, baby, I'll have you for me. It's funny, honey, you don't care. You never listen to my prayer. Maybe, baby, you will love me someday. Well, you are the one that makes me glad, and you are the one that makes me sad. When someday you want me, well, I'll be there, wait and see. Maybe, baby, I'll have you. Maybe, baby, you'll be true. Maybe, baby, I'll have you for me. Well, you are the one that makes me glad, and you are the one that makes me sad. When someday you want me, well, I'll be there, wait and see. Maybe, baby, I'll have you. Maybe, baby, you'll be true. Maybe, baby, I'll have you for me. Maybe, baby, I'll have you for me.
Let me take you, baby, down to the riverbed. Got to tell you something, go right to your head. I got a line on you, baby. I got a line on you, baby. Put your arms around me with every bit of your love. If you know what to do, I'll make love to you. We got the right love through these times. I got a line on you, baby. I got a line on you, baby.
Done by Spirit, I Got a Line on You, 1968. Maybe Baby, 1958. And Take My Breath Away by Berlin. I can see Curtis and Stacy Shaw dancing to this particular song. They like Berlin, I believe. And then we'll put another few years, another 30 years between that one and 2017 for Christy. So Davey will be ready to take us into the Deuces or Wilder. We'll get done. So what I was thinking of today is we have a company called Tenant Property Protection, and it's a type of a company that offers protection plans, which are similar to warranties, at self-storage locations, self-storage sites. So when you store your goods in a storage unit, our company provides protection against burglary, fire, pretty much everything except for a flood. And you pay a monthly fee with your payment, and it's a pretty easy, comfortable thing. We pay a replacement cost, and there's no deductible. It's a pretty simple. We try. The best thing that a company like ours can do is to pay the claims fast, and we try our best. We have Ashley Trujillo. Well, I should change that now. That's a long ago name, Ashley Eric, under the command of Matt Schaller. She pays our claim. She knows when the cons are out there, and I'm going to shock a lot of you, just like the Enquirer does. Sometimes people try to be deceitful, and somehow they have 19 brand new 60-inch TVs spread all over a couple units, or they have one unit on a row 50 at one end, and their wife or somebody has one on the other end, and they're the only two that got touched. And some of the stories are really ridiculous. Most people are honest. I'd say 90% of the people, they're honest. There's somebody that has $5,000 worth of coverage, and they'll put a $300 claim in. You don't even hesitate. You move along and pay it. Of course, if it's burglary, and I'm not doing a commercial, I'm not Beautiful Flo. I don't want to even bring Flo's name up. That'll slow me down. That is not good. Flo is a slow for Harry. But you have a real simple thing. When you take money, whether it's an insurance company protection, as fast as you can pay and as completely as you can pay, replacement costs. People are shocked. Spend $1,000 for a nice, easy chair, and at actual cash value time, they've had it 5 years, they get $150. Not happy. Don't understand it. They want a new chair. We get them a new chair. All right, well, that's not a giant ad for the company, because I don't know that all my listeners are going to run out, but we have several of our clients listen to the show. Shout out to Jeff Eggleston, by the way. Jeff's become one of our newest fans. He's a very, very top-notch operator. He and Tim, they run a great company called 180 Storage. Opening, and their properties are beautiful. He knows what he's doing, but somehow he stumbled onto the Wilder jalopy, and he's a good fan of ours now and likes the music, and we like him listening. So shout out to Jeff. We know you got 2 locations opening up. They just opened this week, I guess, on the 1st and the 2nd. So what I'm trying to get around to is during all this, it's kind of been a battle. For 30 or 40 years in our industry, the insurance, what they call tenant insurance, is ruled. Well, that was the only game in town. Cumbersome. I used to run a company, or run one for a company, and we had more locations than anybody's ever dreamed of today, over 6,000. And it just didn't work because you couldn't get money to the operators because they didn't want to take the time to get licensed as an insurance agent. If you're an insurance agent, and a good one, like Matt is for us, you want to have all your licenses in order. You want to do your renewal hours. You want to be up to speed to what's happened. You have errors and omissions insurance, because as somebody told me last week, if you're selling insurance, you're an insurance agent. Well, they've, several of them, or a few of them, not all of them, there was a case that came up in California. I'm not going to give you all the legals, but basically happened was California, that was me knocking my head against the microphone. What happened in California was they were trying to take a program like ours and call it and turn it into insurance. If they were successful doing it, then the basic premise of the lawsuit was that this manager that was talking about it and making these claims of what it couldn't do, or just not representing it properly, I don't know all the details, they were going to try to get him because they could have proven he was an insurer. He was selling insurance without a license. They'd have won the lawsuit and done all that. Well, the state of California, at least 3, 4, 5 times, had defeated this thing. It's been going on for way too long, and have consistently said it's not insurance. It's not to be governed under insurance license. Well, 2 days ago, we just won it. And which it was a good victory for us, and we were just happy. That is not the reason I'm telling you all that. That's life. But during these last 5, 6, or 7 years, some of the more unscrupulous tenant insurance provider, and some of them have colluded. I know they have. They say the same damn thing. Have threatened people. Ooh, wait for California. Ooh, that's an illegal program. Ooh, this. They jump into round tables, try to interrupt. That's an illegal program. To me, it's just the lowest, scummiest form of competition, when I compete in a sales environment or an RFP in business or anything else, what I always like to do is my best, of course, in our people. And if I lose or I don't get the business, I have adopted a kind of a strategy and an attitude. If it's an account I want, years and years ago, I'll say, well, thank you very much for considering me, or whatever I say. I appreciate it. So-and-so is going to do a good job for you. But just in case things change or this changed, I'd like to remain in the number 2 position. Did I do a good enough job to earn that number 2 chair? And most of the time they'll say yes. And in several instances, I'd say maybe 20% of the time, I've come from the number 2 chair to get the account just for that. So don't ever badmouth the competition. It's a horrible way to do business. Compliment. If you don't have anything good to say, please don't say anything negative, because humans don't want to hear it. You want to win or lose on your merit. So bad-mouthing these people who have done this to us and to a couple of the other providers, they're going to play hell now, because all these people that they threatened and said illegal, wait till you see what California does, this and that. They're going to have a lot of mud and other stuff on their face when this comes around. I've already seen some of the press releases today and how they've scared people off. It's karma's, you know what? That's all I'm going to say about that. So that's a minor little business thing, but the main premise is keep your head above board, try to present the best product, do your best job, deliver the product on time. If you don't win it, try to get yourself that number 2 spot. And if you never get it, you're still going to look good in the eyes of the person that you lost to. So the Deuces Are Wilder is a fine song from the 60s by Simon and Garfunkel, which we've talked about, Sounds of Silence. It is the keynote song, The Sound of Silence itself, done in 1965 and 50 years later, covered by Disturbed from the Immortalized album. A really good cover. So we'll hit that, and what do we got coming up here? Let's take a little peek at the scoreboard. Got a little Renegades coming up. Ooh, we got a little Nilsson. Got the Birds, Brian Adams. Ooh. There's that song I'm going to have to lay out to somebody. I don't want to sing it. I've moved around to it. We won't use the word dance. And then I'm going to do a song that's kind of out of nowhere. Kind of a shout out with our time we spent down in Nashville. A little upset coming along. So let's see. We'll do The Sound of Silence. And then, I have another one. The Beautiful Mother of My Child on here. I'm kind of, I don't know how exactly I'm going to handle all this. And then we've got the Enquire. So let's see. I got to give Terry the heads up of what I'm going to do. All right. Let's just do Deuces Are Wilder. How about that? And then I'll come back. I can't figure out. My IQ is way too low. So, Dave, take us into the Deuces Are Wilder collection. I'll come back fired up about something. I don't know what it is, but the excitement is building, not just for the Enquire, for all these different. All of a sudden, I'm looking around and I go, oh, yeah, I remember doing this and that. It's all going to be good in the hood. So let's listen to a couple. And this is a damn good cover as far as I'm concerned from a great, great song.
Out of the Deuces Are Wilder covers vault comes rock's best songs with cool and sometimes crazy or bizarre covers. It's time for Harry's Deuces Are Wilder.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never shared. No one did disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell, echoing the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to a neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, the tenement halls, whispering sounds of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices
Like it. Almost creepy. Well, I haven't figured out the back and forth of all this yet, but somehow I believe we're coming to something that's going to work for you and still be able to knock out of some of these. It's such a cool variety and/or people that I guess what we'll do is we're going to go to Funk Street. We're going to give you a standard by the Ex-Ambassadors, who, by the way, are playing down at Ryman in May, I think it's all. They're going to play a song that they got a lot of bucks for Jeep, a little 2015 tune, Renegades. And then Mentirosa, which is by the very famous Mellow Man Ace. Not really. It's a serious funkster from the 90s, and we'll play it out. And it's got about as much Spanish in it as I can possibly understand, con inglés, with the English. So I think those two work best together. Pull the car over to the malt shop, and then I'm going to be able to hand out two of those three. One's going to be a legitimate request, but two of them are, one's going to be from me, one's going to be from her, to her. Then I think we can, let's see, we'll do those two. I take that back, Terry, sorry. Don't worry, don't get nervous. I think I need the Renegades and Mellow Man Ace to take me into the end choir. So we'll do two, then we'll bang out a couple of sets of three. How does that sound? That'll bring it home. Let's listen to some more music. I'm in a mood tonight to listen to music, so listen to a little bit more.
Lost souls in revelry.
tenemos tremendo lío. Last night you didn't go a la casa de tu tío. Resulta ser, hey, you were at a party higher than the sky, emborrachada de Bacardi.
No, I wasn't.
I bet you didn't know que conocía el cantinero.
What?
He told me you were drinking and wasting my dinero. Talking about come and enjoy what a woman gives a hombre.
But first of all, see, I have to know your nombre.
Now I really wanna ask ya, que si es verdad.
Would I lie?
And please, por favor, tell me la verdad, because I really need to know. Yeah, necesito entender if you're gonna be a player or be my mujer. Cause right now you're just a liar, a straight mentirosa.
Who, me?
Today you tell me something y mañana es otra cosa. I remember the day que tú me decías time and time again que tú me querías. And at the time, hey, yo te creía porque no sabía that you were a relambía. Yo was fulanito y menganito, Joseito y Fernandito, Larry and Joey, even his brother Chico. Mucho que frontera, that's a straight skeezer. Si quieres un pedacito, go her way, cause she's a pleaser. But I'll tell ya straight up, porque brother me di de cuenta that on Main Street her cuerpo estaba a la venta. Now get some, make que quiera, get some, cualquiera. Hey yo, she don't care man, she's a tremenda fiera. Yeah, you're hot to try and out to get what I got, pero ya que te conozco, what I got to get's not. Cause you're just a mentirosa con tu lengua venenosa. Today you tell me something y mañana otra cosa. Girl, I can't believe it. You know my mother's talking about me. My friends are talking about, not me, about you.
About me?
You're nothing but a skeezer.
A skeezer?
Sí,
Don't be calling me no skeezer.
Tremenda fletera, mami. Sí, ajá, la verdad.
Eso es lo que tú te crees.
I bet you go to church and you're scared to confess.
No, I do confess, baby. I do confess.
Uh-huh. Wait,
Yeah.
do you tell the truth, though?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right.
You?
Yeah, you're nothing but a skeezer. You know what? I got some other stories to say about you. It goes like this. Un día estaba en tu casa y ring, there goes the phone. Recogiste y dijiste,
Call me back. I'm not alone.
él quería tu dirección. Yeah, just your address. Y antes que colgaste, I heard you say,
I want a dress.
ay, alabao, que descarada is what ran through my mind. So I said, let's go out tonight. She said,
We go out all the time.
alabao, man. Ella no sabía de yo. I knew her plan de que iba a salir with that other man. So I told the girl in Spanish, I said, hey, ya me voy.
¿Pero por
Cause
qué?
you ain't treating me like I'm some sucker toy. Cause who needs you anyway?
I
Con
need
tu
you.
lengua venenosa.
No te vayas,
Today
Melo, no
you
te
tell me
vayas, yo te
something
necesito.
y mañana otra cosa
But-
mentirosa.
Breaking Wilder news, courtesy of Harry's National Enquirer, spelled with an I, where inquiring minds and behinds want to know. This is big.
Does anybody want me to skip the Enquirer? Anybody?
No!
Are you sure?
No!
I could skip it if you want.
No!
All right. Okay. I won't. So it's Enquirer time. So we had a little departure there to Mentrioso. And Mentriosa, I liked it a little bit. Moved us along. But now it's time to get down to the Enquirer, where things really begin to happen. So let's see here. What it said this week, which they're out there, and basically what they said was we're talking about Ted and his little adventure up there on the bridge. So apparently Ted's lover, Mary Jo, was pregnant, and the coroner felt that she would have lived. She could have lived. There was a little bubble, a little window, kind of little air pocket, a bubble that she could have lived for 3 or 4 hours. That's what the coroner thought. Breathed up, got your nose up by the side there, which I don't even want to think about being in that position. But because Ted didn't report for over 10 hours, she didn't make it. So, and at the same time in the car was what was known at the time was riding with him, a guy named David Powers, who was a Kennedy fixer-upper, fixed things up for John and for Robert and Ted when they moved around, probably the old man, Joe, too. Allegedly, the old man. It doesn't say that here, so I better not say that. So he was found guilty for some flaking, and the rest of the story is that the family still to this day, they got some money, something, but you know how it went down. It's not a good scene for Ted in his life, but it's a big headline. It's got some pictures of the car if you want to see it, if you took that number that I gave you, which I don't have in front of me, but I think I can remember it. 1-877-212-1942. That will get you, and hopefully in my mailbox shortly, I should have my very first inquiry that this could be the last one I ever had to pay for $5 for. So we'll see. Now, here we come. They talk about the bad apples. They keep coming around. Well, Matt Damon's not a bad apple, but apparently under the command of Luciana, his wife, agents, and just about everybody who can give him command, he's been told to distance himself and give Ben the boot. He has tortured everybody. They call him Radioactive Ben. And his wife is good friends with Jennifer G. Garner and was horrified when the news broke about Ben's nanny, plus a longtime bromance with Harvey Weinstein. Now, if you put those two things together for Ben, I think we've documented Ben's been, I don't know how Ben can get in this much trouble, but apparently Ben can. So they've said, cool it, get away from Ben. You've got to stay away from him, or else it's going to hurt your career, Matt. It's going to bust everything. So as much as you guys grew up as longtime friends and made your famous movie 30 years ago, you're getting the boot, Ben. You're out of here. So pretty soon, Ben, you're going to be on your own. Next, we run into Mr. John Travolta. Now, apparently this new report has surfaced from the FFA that the headline, I better not just make it up myself. The headline says that Travolta cheats death on a sex jet. John was at the controls of his notorious gay orgy jet when he nearly slammed into a packed passenger plane in the skies over Washington, D.C. In a blockbuster exclusive, the National Enquirer has obtained a secret government report detailing the terrifying, near-fatal catastrophe in 1992 as Gulfstream 2 suddenly lost electrical power at 30,000 feet. Immediately, the cockpit was plunged into darkness and its safety systems, including radio, were knocked out. So at the same time, there was a pilot flying around in that area on a U.S. Air 1729, and he saw this plane coming at him, and the air traffic controller said, see if you can spot him up and light him up. He couldn't, but John brought the jet in, and the pilot basically yelled to the air controller, let's get the hell out of here. So John made it home, and apparently he used to take his gentleman friends around on his Gulf jet. But this is they finally released this report, how close it came to ramming and slamming into a passenger jet. So I think we covered some nice areas there, one potential accident, one unfortunately not a very good thing, then old Ben. You got to have a case of Ben once in a while, about once a month, just to see what he's up to now. All right, so it's kind of graduation time. So let's move off into something a little more pleasant. Let's talk about a graduation present for that personal graduate. Now, speaking of personal, this is a personalized kind of a music glitter globe. It swirls with silver glitter and gold and has a silver grad cap in it with an inspiring message in a graceful script, and it adorns the bottom, personalized with the graduate's name and, of course, the graduate date. It plays pomp and circumstance. Again, heavy demand is expected. Heavy demand is always expected for these gifts. So you should order promptly. For a graduation gift, this is a measly $69.99 or 2 easy payments, $34.99 365-day guarantee. Now, I don't know if this would make up the complete package of all your graduation presents for your graduate, but it might be something that they could take off to the dorm when they go up to college, or I guess if they've graduated. I don't know if they want to take it to their first work job. They may not. That might look too good. So there we go from the Enquirer. We enjoyed it. It's a nice one. And again, I sent a letter out to them, so we're hoping we're going to hear something very, very positive from the Enquirer about the Radio Wilder jalopy. All right. Now I'm going to be able to deliver 3. So let's take a look at them and see who they are. We're going to have, there is one sticky here. Let's move that around. I pretty much know this myself, but I'll put the sticky out anyways. So we're gonna. The first one's not a sticky. It's by the Lovin' Spoonful, and the Lovin' Spoonful is it was a surprising group in the '60s. John Sebastian was the commander of it, and they formed. Actually, there's 2 stickies here. What's the matter with me? I'm out of my mind. I don't play well coming out of the Enquirer. Sometimes these happen. They're a U.S. rock band inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2000. John Sebastian, who was the son of a classic harmonica player, John Sebastian. He started the band in Greenwich. Very well known in the 60s. They had hits like Summer in the City, Do You Believe in Magic, Have You Ever Had to Make Up Your Mind? And then Nashville Cats, which is what we're playing tonight, it completed a string of 7 straight top 100 tunes. Very few bands have ever done that. They broke up. John went on his way to a single career, did resurface in 1976, if you remember the famous Welcome Back Kotter. Oh, I think Welcome Back Kotter starred Mr. John Travolta before he was flying his jet around. I don't think he had the money then for the big jet, the Gulfstream. He was probably pulled into a Gulf station at that time. That's how he rolled around. But they came back. John did on his own and scored with the hit Welcome Back. And then, let's see. So we have that. And then for the mother of my child, the beautiful and lovely Chris Louise Slale, we're going to go to one of her all-time favorite bands, Poco. Might have said this before. I remember everything. I don't remember names too well, but you give me a number. I was telling Marlene this morning, if I could look at a human and they say, that's number 78, or that's number 1830. Hey, 1830, how are you? I'm Harry. Never forget that. But whether I said this story or not, which I think I did, when Bill and I, but it's worth it because I'll never forget this performance as long as I live. But let's go to the band for a minute and see why they sang so well. It started by Richie Furay and Jim Messina, as you knew him from the Loggins and Messina fame, and Rusty Young. They had the California kind of country rock bands, the Byrds, and this was kind of in between the Byrds, and it was kind of following the demise of the Buffalo Springfield. And several of them, a couple of them, went off. One of them went off to start the Eagles. Several of them played with the Eagles, so you could see the one thing they had in common, they all could sing. Well, when Bill and I were down, it was a day I'll never forget. We went to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina first, saw where the Wright brothers took off, cruised down into Virginia, down to Williamsburg, and went to the replica of the Colonial Times, served a colonial meal, had a colonial food. It was neat. The weather was great. And then we moved along feeling very, very nicely at that time. And Bill had mustered out of the Navy, and we moved and walked through an actual forest to go to William and Mary, the school, to their little dome and see Poco play. And when they came out, I know I've told this story, I can feel like I have, but so what? I've told it 1,000 times because it was awesome. Came out, nice crowd. I don't know what it held. I'm going to guess 5,000. And they came out on the stage, the 4 of them, and just did a straight a cappella song. Perfect pitch. Voice sounded great in there. So I know how Chrissy loves Poco, and I don't blame her. So we'll go from Nashville, pass on Williamsburg, give Chrissy A Good Feeling to Know by Poco, and then we're going to go out and we're going to dedicate a song. I'm going to dedicate a song to Donna, a woman who has a big heart. She's all about family, caring. She is a wonderful partner for my great, great pal, Bill. She's caring in every possible way. Her heart is giant. She's what you call family. And I'm happy to include her, and so is Marlene, with one of our great friends. So we're going to go back to Richie Mr. Richie Valens and sing "Oh Donna," and all of us played Donna, all of us danced to Donna, all of us dreamed of Donna, so that will enable us to go through three beauties, and they were all pretty. Let's see, Nashville Cat 60s, Good Feeling early 70s. Of course, Richie, before his wreck, did this in 1958. Then we're going to come back for a second, and we're going to be able to give you three more and kind of tune up to next week a little bit, and then finish it off with Nilsson Schmielsen, or as was known at the time as just plain Nilsson. And he has some interesting facts about him. So we're going to go out. Let's play these for the girls. Play this for us. Play this for the girls in Nashville. My daughter's beautiful mama. And for Bill Carrick's wife, Donna Carrick. Oh, Donna.
Nashville cats play clean as country water. Nashville cats play wild as Mountain Dew. Nashville cats been playing since they's babies. Nashville cats get work before they're two. Well, there's 1,352 guitar pickers in Nashville, and they can pick more notes than the number of ants on the Tennessee anthill. Yeah, there's 1,352 guitar cases in Nashville, and anyone that unpacks his guitar can play twice as better than I will. Yes, I was just 13, you might say I was a musical proverbial knee-high, when I heard a couple new-sounding tunes on the tubes and they blasted me sky-high. And the record man said, everyone is a Yellow Sun record from Nashville, and up north here ain't nobody buys them. And I said, but I will. And it was Nashville cats playing clean as country water. Nashville cats playing wild as Mountain Dew. Nashville cats been playing since they's babies. Nashville cats get work before they're two. Well, there's 16,821 mothers from Nashville. All the friends play music and they ain't uptight if one of the kids will, because it's custom made for any mother's son to be a guitar picker in Nashville. And I sure am glad I got a chance to say a word about the music and the mothers from Nashville. And Nashville cats play clean as country water. Nashville cats play wild as Mountain Dew. Nashville cats been playing since they's babies. Nashville cats get work before they're two. Pick it.
Okay, good feeling to know. Take number 5.
I plucked it. Premeditated upon all results.
When I need good loving, I always come home to you. You free my life. Time of the blues. Yes, I got that old-time feeling burning deep inside my soul, and I am yours. Baby, I'm home, and it's a good feeling
pretty smooth. Liked them all. I was working on the Big Boys, the British thing that I want to bring to the table one night and see what the crowd thinks. Top 10 Beatles songs as far as what was the top sellers. Same with the Stones. I alternate them, and I have a couple double plays in there, and I'm trying to put the factoids together. Things like, if you could, I want to do a British one where you have, I don't even know how many British invasion bands there were, but as I'm listening to these, and I realize in the probably 6 years the Beatles played on radio, they just poured out the songs, amazing. And the Stones then did theirs, and some of the differences between the bands when you listen, it reminded me on a couple of these that with the Rolling Stones, you got basically a single guy singing, Mick. Of course, they did backup, and then later on, they started to bring the great backup girls in and added some different sounds as they moved. But when they were just stark, nude, just by themselves, just playing music, the Beatles, for me, were so different because there was really three always, and a lot of times four singing, harmony, doing their backup, singing in full voice versus one. They certainly were influenced by the blues guys, just like the Stones, but the Stones took it to a different place, the blues. They were way more into it. Beatles had a lot more original stuff, but they still covered. They still did Twist and Shout and Please Mr. Postman and plenty of those things. So I'm going to try to have enough factoids in there. And as you can hear, what I noticed the second time I heard it the other day is hear how the bands grow in confidence in what they're doing. Pretty neat. And I didn't make it all the way through the very first one. But back to the great smoothness that we heard with Poco, and we get another little dose of it as we finally come to the end of the program, this particular program. I don't have much to say about number 31, except it'll be the very first time that we have a daughter and then her mother on the very next one. So Christy LeBeau led off this one because she beat her mom to the punch, and her request, Firebird, came out. And then Mom is bringing a brand new star to the program. He's not brand new. He's very famous, but her request is going to come on in between. Mike's probably Shazamming everything and sending records out. And so it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun doing that. And then what I did notice at number 31, one of Harry's old jukebox specials, one of the old Melancholy Babies. And I wish I could just be doing it live because there's nobody who has it in their collection. It's another guarantee. Nobody took me up on that last guarantee. Said, I have it. And if you did, I'd bow to you and I'd have to give you something. I don't know what it is. But you not only will not have this one in your collection, but you will not even believe who sings it. It's from the 50s. I'll give you that hint if you want. Late 50s. So I said, ooh, look at that. That'll be a treat for the crowd. So I'll have that one out. So what we'll do now, we'll take it on out. We got the Flesh Tones. I think this song was ordered over to me by Marlene. I think she said, I love that song. Please put that in Candy Cane or something, because I listened to it and said, all right, put them on. You all know, or most of you know, the Flesh Tones. They did this late 90s, early 2000, Hard Lovin' Man. And then back to the beautiful singing again. Drip back to 65, the Mighty Birds, All I Want to Really Do, off of Mr. Tambourine. And then we're going to go up to the Canadian gentleman who rocks good, Mr. Bryan Adams, and he's going to Run to You. We'll do those, and then we're just going to take it out. I finally delivered it. I finally gave you 4, finally gave you more. We're going to do Jump Into the Fire by Mr. Harry Nilsson. Off the Nilsson Schmielsen album. A couple of interesting things I learned about him. Number one, he was known as the one-name man, Nilsson. He's a really good American songwriter. Takes a lot of success in the 70s. He became friends with George and John of the Beatles. And when John was killed, it knocked him out of music for a while. He just didn't feel like playing and couldn't play. And he was a kind of a pioneer. You know, you're overdub and all these different sound techniques. Well, he was a pioneer of vocal overdub. And believe me, he could do something with it because he was a tenor with a 3.5 octave range. That's incredible. And here's another fact. Think about this for a minute. He was one of the very few artists who did not tour or do concert. He's voted the number 62 on the greatest songwriters of all. His albums, Nilsson and Nilsson Schmielsen, were both certified gold. And he came back to the studio to make a comeback. And he died while he was in the recording studio at 53 years old while he was recording, doing his still to this day unreleased comeback album. So if you got to go and you're a singer like he was, I guess that's probably the way to go. So thank you all very much for listening as usual. We still buzzed after the Mighty Capers. I told them, I said, I'll come over there next year if we go over to Italy and bomb into Denmark. And they said, come on over. In fact, I got a nice invite. Come on over and stay at our house. I said, you really don't want me to come over there, but you might. And it was interesting talking to them. The one thing that I do appreciate is the fact that as a musician, I did play real instruments along with my friends. So when you talk to the band, regardless of the age difference, I was talking to Soren. They're making a joke. I said, so Soren, you're the guy in the back. And I said, sometimes that meter gets off, Soren. We were talking about Sambuca or drinking or something. And I said, that meter gets off. And guess what? There's 3 or 4 up at the front, and they all turn around and look at you. And I said, however, sometimes I remember that the meter gets off from the front, but all you can do is just stare straight ahead on your drums. He laughed, and then they all admitted, yeah, it's a little of both. So in those particular precious moments, you can share with somebody because you've done it. It's precious to me, and it's neat, and they're real zany and a lot of fun. So thanks again for listening. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're off into May. I think we've passed Maypole Day. I don't even know if they have Maypole Day anymore. So we're going to take it out. We finally delivered you 4. Enjoy it. Thank you again for listening. I thanked you many times, but Dave thanks you. It's funny, I was sitting here, and again on my screen I described all these stickies and all this stuff. Well, also sometimes at the right-hand corner, I can see an email come through, which I don't want to even look at those, but I also can see when Terry is working on a show, because it'll show me something. And tonight I saw some stuff coming over from Dave, the Angel Voice. I could see he sent some stuff over into Dropbox. And in fact, Dropbox is a big deal, because when we got done with the Caper Clowns, they sent their audio copy over through Dropbox. Think how amazing that is. Their audio probably came out a little bit better than ours. And it's just a wonderful thing. So it made me grin when I saw Dave drop some stuff in the Dropbox. Enjoy. Have a wonderful, loving, caring weekend. We'll see you next week, or hear you next week, or do a little of both. Check out the site. Look at the videos up there. Back next week on RadioWilder.com.
He's a stunt double for Ringo Starr. You're listening to Harry on RadioWilder.com.
It's my way, I'm a hard-loving man, loving everything as hard as I can. Like a rock built to last. Not my Chevy, it's my hard-loving feeling. I'm in love, baby, all the time. Hard loving is the state of my mind. Everything hard appeals to my thinking. My music, my woman, my drinking. I'm in love, baby, all the time. Hard loving is the state of my mind. I can't control this feeling. Hard loving is what I need. It paralyzes my mind and thinking. I'm a hard loving man. 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 Now I've been north, south, east, and west. Hard love is what I do best. I'm in love, baby, all the time. Hard love is the state of my mind. I can't control this feeling. Hard love is what I need. It never lies my mind and thinking. I'm a hard loving man. I can't control this feeling. Hard love is what I need. It never lies my mind and thinking. I'm a hard loving man.
Compete with you, beat or cheat or mistreat you, simplify you, pacify you, deny, defy or crucify you. All I really wanna do is baby be friends with you. No, I ain't looking to fight with you, frighten you or uptighten you, drag you down or bring you down, chain you down or bring you down. All I really wanna do is baby be friends with you. I don't wanna take you out, keep on straight, what will save you out. I ain't looking for you to be like me, see like me, or be like me. I don't want to meet your kin, make you spin or do you in, or select you or dissect you, or inspect you or reject you. All I really wanna do is baby be friends with you, baby be friends with you, baby be friends with you. She says her love
see. You can jump into the fire, but you never be free. You can shake me up, or I can bring you down. We can make each other happy. Oh, we can make each other happy. We can make each other
You've been listening to RadioWilder.com. Remember, Radio Wilder is now partnering with the Be Kind to People Project. Learn more at thebekindpeopleproject.org. Buy a Radio Wilder t-shirt to help out. Click on store on RadioWilder.com. And be sure to join us next week for more great music, stories, and life. It's all right here every Friday on RadioWilder.com. Thanks for listening.